Hey guys, it's Jewelyn. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my week 3 quarantine with me check-in. And I want to go ahead and do these every Thursday on the main channel while I remain in quarantine in my part of the world. I'm here in my patio, which as you can see, I brought out my chair here, which has been really nice to be able to sit down by the fountain in a very comfy chair and relax post-workout and throughout the day just to get some fresh air. As far as for what I've been up to and trying to create a routine, it is officially April and I now kind of came into like mentally accepting that this is going to be the new normal, and at least for the rest of this month I have to somehow figure out a schedule for Abby and I. And it is currently day 15 in self-quarantine, I believe day 15. And I still have been waking up really early and doing a workout first thing in the morning, whether it's walking down to my studio, which is an 8-minute walk. It gives Abby time to get a walk in. And behind our building, there's a stairwell, which nobody really goes back there and it's empty. So I'm able to go up and down the stairs and get my stairs fixed, because if you watch the vlog channel, I love going to Santa Monica stairs, but it is about 2.5 miles for me, so I would have to jump in the car, and then it's in a neighborhood, so there will probably be people there and I won't be able to stay 6 feet apart. So at least with this walk, I know the route. It's a short walk for 8 minutes. I think it's pretty decent for Abby. I'm able to get a workout and get my stairs fixed, and just to kind of mentally step away from my space. Although I do yoga and Pilates and HIIT workouts in my patio, it's nice to just kind of get away for a little bit and clear my mind, get a workout in, and then walk back. And as far as for like Abby's little routine, we've been going on walks 3 times a day instead of twice a day, and we've just been going into different directions in the neighborhood, and it's just been nice to have her with me because she helps me stay on some kind of schedule and routine. I don't know if she knows or like realizes that I'm home with her all day all night, but I would like to think she appreciates me being around. And her like eating habit was kind of weird the last couple of days, where she wasn't eating her food. So when I went to the grocery store, which was very interesting for me to go to, it was the first time I went to my big neighborhood grocery store, and I brought her some sweet potato just to add it in her food, because I think she maybe might have been getting tired of her soft food that we mix into her dry food. So I like to switch it up from time to time. I don't blame her because she, you know, is eating the same thing twice a day. I don't know, she still did not really like it, and then finally like her dinner hung out all the way until the following day at noon, and then she finally ate it, and now she kind of has her appetite back. But I want to say that maybe I might be giving her maybe too much food, or maybe, I don't know, I just gotta switch it up. But my mom said if anything, skip a meal and then she'll be hungry again and it'll reset her appetite. But Abby's doing good and she's just walking past. She does need to get groomed, and we were supposed to head out to Las Vegas in 2 weeks for Easter weekend for work, but because that city is also shut down, I won't be going there till maybe, if anything, May. We'll see. It's just kind of like a waiting game right now. I also have been watching a lot of content creators, whether it is on YouTube, which is the platform I use, or on Instagram. And there's been 3 content creators that I absolutely love on YouTube that isn't plant content related, but anytime I watch any of their videos, I just feel so calm and relaxed. So I'll go ahead and put up their names here. So if you are interested in checking out the content that I watch and get inspired off of that has nothing to do with plants, then these are the 3 content creators that I absolutely love. One of them is in Sweden, and she is an artist that lives in the middle of nowhere, and it's just so cool the way how she story tells. And she also has a dog. And then there's a husband and wife with a baby that lives on a boat and adventures all around the world, which is super cool. Most of the time they're like kind of staying in the Bahamas area. A creator that I love watching that does vegan recipes, and I just love her aesthetics, and she has tons of plants as well, but her main focus on her channel is just making vegan recipes and just sharing some yummy delicious food on her channel. So those are like the three, and she's based in the Netherlands, so they're all in different parts of the world and they're doing things that are totally different from me, but anytime I watch their content I feel so inspired, and it's kind of comforting to just sit down and watch them. So those are like the three for sure content creators I'm not missing out on their content. And then I'll go ahead and post up the 3 Instagram accounts that I love watching. There's a dancer that is originally from Hawaii and he lives in LA. I've never taken his dance class before, but I would love to. I love his energy. He's a professional dancer, but he's been doing dance parties every day for like 15 to 20 minutes, and his energy is amazing, and he's using his platform to inspire people to just dance and to be gentle on themselves, and he brings out the wigs and the confettis and the fans. I just love him a lot. I also watch all of the lives from one of the nonprofits that I've been a Patreon of, so I donate monthly, and that has been going on for a couple years now, and that is the one reason why I changed my diet from not eating meat, because of these nonprofits. So there's 2 of them. They're both based in New Jersey, and I just love watching her IG live. She likes to hop on there several times a day and just share what the animals are doing, so I've been like loving that right now. And actually there's another channel on YouTube which I was so surprised to come across, and Cirque du Soleil actually uploaded like a little over an hour episode of 3 parts of different shows, and I just yesterday it was like littlest things nowadays get me so emotional, whether I'm smiling, wowing, or crying. But when I watched that last night, it just really took my mind off of currently what is going on right now. So if you haven't seen that and you love Cirque du Soleil like I do, I watch Ka and O in Las Vegas twice, and it's definitely very special when I'm able to catch one of these shows live. And it was like the first time they actually put out a very long lengthy video on their channel, so that was really cool. There's another Instagram account that I love going on there right now, and it's Bullet Journal, and I love Bujo and I love the Bullet Journal community. Definitely not plant related, but it's been nice to like hop onto that account and get into that headspace of being able to just grab a pen and grab your notebook and just writing down your thoughts, and just kind of brain dumping is what they call it in the Bujo world. And that is definitely something that I love doing besides my content, which is all plant related, and travel is just writing down. And if you watched my week 2 check-in, you see that I have a lot of journals and notebooks, and I love having them on me at all times, whether I'm traveling or in my home life. So those are the things that have been mentally putting me in a positive mindset. And anytime I feel like I'm not in the right headspace because of what is going on right now, I just turn on to one of those content creators or Instagram accounts and just kind of reset my mind, and so that I'm able to find the right headspace to continue on with my day. And sometimes, you know, watching the news all day all night is like mentally not healthy for me. Seeing my life now in the last 2 weeks, it's hard for me to watch the news all day and then try to live my life in this safe environment. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love and I'm so blessed to have the space that I have, that I can come out here on the patio, that I can turn on my camera and create content and just kind of like brain dump my thoughts onto the channel. So it's been a little over 2 weeks now of hearing all of this stuff on the news, and it's a balance I'm trying to figure out between keeping up to date on what's going on in the world and in my community and in California and in Las Vegas, but also to like not watch the news too much, because then it starts like messing me up mentally to be okay where I'm at currently right now in my home and not feel so guilty knowing that I have the comfort of my own home right now to be here and be safe while there's tons of people out there that either has lost a loved one or that is currently battling to save their life. And I think that is where I have a trouble being just okay with my life, and doing my part is knowing that there's this whole negative end to this spectrum where a lot of lives are being lost. So I never ever like to say I'm bored or I'm tired of being in my space, because I don't think that's fair to say, knowing that people out there are losing their lives or losing their loved ones over this big world global crisis. So I just wake up every day and I just be thankful for the space that I have, and also like my church community in Las Vegas. That's definitely like my #1 app that I go on to, and whether it's reading the pastor's blog or watching their live streams, it just makes me feel connected to my church community. If you watched my vlog channel, I love going to my church at Sunday 8 a.m. and actually when I was there last month in March, this was the time where everything was kind of falling apart, and I didn't go to church because I didn't feel safe. And then actually a day later the city shut down. Out of all the apps I go on, besides the ones that I use like Instagram and YouTube, my church app has been a godsend, literally, to keep me feeling connected, and just whenever I need just like a mental reset from the things that I'm looking on the internet and the news. It's just nice to go onto my church app and just kind of have like a breath of fresh air. But that's where I am right now for week 3, knowing that, you know, it was like 2 weeks ago we're like, okay, the city was going to be shut down to the end of the month, but now I think it's going to be shut down for the whole entire month of April. And so now that I know I have a whole nother month to continue this new lifestyle of mine, I think now mentally I know that I do have to definitely come up with a structured routine. And that's something that I also like about bullet journaling, is that I'm able to create a structured routine, especially working from home with YouTube. It's easy for me to just get caught up and just keep on editing for hours on end, but being able to create time blocks to do certain things besides editing. And I've been doing a lot of spring cleaning as well in my studio, so I will do a tour of what the studio looks like in the near future. I moved around my furniture in week 1, and in week 2 I redid my vanity and my desk area. And it's just nice now that I am home all day and I do work from home with YouTube, it gives me more options on like editing. Instead of just maybe sitting on my dining table or on my desk, I can now come out here to this specific chair, and just my love seat now is in a different space, so I'm sitting on that more. So it's just nice to have like little pockets for me to sit and not always be in one little bubble in my bubble creating content and editing. So I hope you guys enjoyed my week 3 quarantine with me check-in. I will continue to do these weekly check-ins on the main channel on Thursdays, every Thursday, for the Quarantine With Me series for as long as I am in self-quarantine. I also want to hop on here to say thank you to all of the essential workers, whether you work in healthcare or whether you are working in a grocery store or in a restaurant. I want to put myself out there to say thank you. And it was definitely interesting to go shopping. I didn't film myself going into my grocery store up the street, Rouse, and it was interesting because they were not blocking people, the amount of people going into that store, and it made me super nervous. I did not like that. I did go in there with gloves, and I made sure that when I came home I wiped everything down here in my patio. I actually have my grocery bags right there because I didn't want to bring that in because it touched the grocery store, so I don't want to bring that into my home. But I think after a couple of days I'll be okay. But for now they're there on the ground. And it was interesting because there were so many people in the grocery store that they were not limiting the amount of people going in at once. And also one thing that they were definitely out of that I went to go specifically for was eggs. I don't know why. But I am going to probably walk Ebby to our neighborhood Trader Joe's maybe tomorrow or the next day for our morning walk. Get there before opening, and we'll be like the first ones to go in, and then we'll just like get 2 dozen eggs and then walk back home. So that'll be like one of our morning walks coming up. But that is my week 3 check-in. I hope you guys enjoy my quarantine with me series, and now we're just doing every Thursdays for my weekend check-in while we are in self-quarantine. And I hope you guys enjoyed the handful of people I was able to interview, and at some point today I'll call my grandma to see how she's doing so she can say hi on the channel. And it's been nice knowing that I can see her on video calls. So she is a little tech savvy. She can watch YouTube and she can answer a video call, and that's more than what I can ask for, especially during this time of this global crisis. So I love you guys so much, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe. Between the main channel and the vlog channel, you get a video each and every day. Currently you can find me on the main channel Monday to Thursday and the vlog channel Friday through Sunday. Until next time, take care, and I will see you soon. Aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye. All right, so here is Grandma in week 3 check-in. Grandma, how are you?
Very well.
So what have you been up to?
Well, most of all, cleaning my backyard, and it's very beautiful.
I know you were busy sewing. Do you want to maybe share on the channel what you've been up to sewing?
Okay. Well, it's been years that I haven't done anything. I put it aside because I was doing a lot of other stuff like pot holders and curtains. And so this is one of my projects that was here. The weight was from a wedding dress.
Cool.
And this here was from a curtain. And the outside one was from my kitchen window curtain. So I washed it, cut it, and used it for quilt.
I love it.
This is a pillow slip. I made 2.
Okay, and so do you have anything else with that same pattern?
And then, of course, here's the cover.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is that kind of like a duvet almost?
Yes, a twin bed.
Okay. I love the colors, and I love the print.
Yeah. It's funny because it's my kitchen curtain. And a material that I sold for a lady for her holoku, a mu'umu'u, and the center was from a wedding dress that I made for some girl.
And like, what's the oldest material on there?
The oldest material I would say is the wedding dress one.
Okay, from like what's circa 19?
That'll be like maybe good 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say like from the 60s or 70s or 80s.
No. So here it is.
Very pretty. I can't wait to see it in person. I love the colors.
It's yours anyway.
I like the patterns.
Yeah. So it's a twin size.
And how's it going in the household?
Very nice. I mean, there's nothing for me to do in the house. You know, I'm doing things outside the yard and in the garage.
And anything you want to say to the channel after your first Quarantine With Me video came out?
Well, I'm very thankful and pleased for such loving outbursts of kindness and love from all of you out there. And the kind words that are always, it hits right here in the heart. And I love you all. Can't wait to be back on the channel. And God bless all of you in your most secrecy time out that we need to do. And hopefully that it's very happy. It's a happy corner for you.
Grandma,
Yeah.
Can next time we share on the next weekly check-in maybe one of your plants and how it's doing next time?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, go on with what you're saying for you.
I said, but for me, it's been a great lesson, you know, to get yourself in gear to do things that is very unique in a different way in life. It's really, how you call that? It's really scary. It's almost like you're in a straitjacket. You know, you can't move from side to side because you can't go out, you can't do this, you can't do that, but it's mainly for the purpose of our health and to make us feel healthy and strong when all of these things are over.
And luckily you have a yard, front and back,
Yes.
so you can get some sunshine.
My yard never was clean like that for 20 plus years. I never did go in the yard.
It was always Papa.
Yeah, it's always Papa. So now it's beautiful. I love it.
Okay, well,
So,
thanks for hopping on the channel, Grandma, and stay tuned for next week, Quarantine With Me check-in, and Grandma can hop on the channel to send her aloha.
aloha from Hilo, Hawaii.
Okay, bye, Grandma.
Love all of you out there.
Okay, bye.
And God keep all of you safe. I love you, Jewel.
Okay, thanks, Gram.